Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are a subscriber and if you are new to my channel, this is Blessing Iroha and I'm your go-to guide for everything Canva. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to design a magazine cover in Canva. So here is the magazine cover we'll be designing right inside Canva. So everything here, we will design it, and at the end of this tutorial you should be able to recreate this. So if you are ready, I am ready. Let's dive right in. Get our blank page, create a design, and then let's search for magazine. Okay, we already have it here because I recently designed one, so click on it. All right, here is our blank page. The next step is to give this a color. Let's give it a background color. I need to zoom in. So we're giving it E4, E6, E5. What did I just do? That's not the color. E4, E6, E5. Good, that's the color. Now let's get our text. Because you want to type in fashion, so we'll start with FA, which are the two first letters for fashion. Let's change the font to DM serif. Let's search for it. Here's the font. And let's increase the font size to 189. And let's change this to left align. Need to reduce the spacing, the letter spacing. Okay. Let's type in the letter part of this word, fashion. For this one, we need to also reduce the line spacing and letter spacing. I mean, we'll increase the letter spacing because I think it's a little much for this. So let's increase the letter spacing. I need to see what I'm doing. Okay, this is okay. Let's position it. All right, let's get our image. I recently used this, so no need to search. But if you want to find this image, the name is Fashion Model Presenting Clothing Design. So that's the name of the image. Just type it in your element and you'll see the image. Let's flip this horizontal. And position it just how we want it. Let's type in another word, which is the date. Okay, we need to complete this because it's a fashion week, so we need to type in a week. And then change the rotate it to 90 degree. Then place it somewhere here. I need to move this image a little backward. And then change the color of this week to red, which is in the image. So the color we'll be using is F7 to F29. So it's part of the colors we found in the image. So we're just going to use it. And then let's change the font to I think I saw it earlier here. Hanet serif, that's the font, Hanet serif. I also need to change the font size. The font size should be, okay, we'll leave it at 70. We'll leave it at 70. Position it. And let's duplicate this to enter our date. And then return the rotation to 0. Our date is 29 November. Or I can use today's date as well. But since we are recreating a design I created earlier, so let's keep it at 29 November. The color of this November will return it to black. I'll need to complete because it's November 29th. I mean, November 2004. So let's change the alignment to left. Let's make this 40. Let's change the font size to 43. I think I should return it to middle alignment. Yeah. Maybe we should reduce the line spacing a little. This is better. We need a straight line, so just go ahead and get a line. I'll just tap on L on my keyboard. You can always get your line from elements. Just search for, if you go to elements, you see the line here in the shapes. So for this line, I'll rotate it to, let's rotate to angle 90. You just go to position so I don't waste so much time on this. Position and type 90 degree. I also need to reduce the line weight to about 3. Place it somewhere here. And change the color to red. You can also duplicate that and bring it down here. Increase the length and then send it backward. It should be behind the image. Send to back. Send backward. So right now it's behind this image, which is actually what we want. Let's get another test. New collection. We'll change the font to Hanet and reduce the font size to 20. Place it somewhere here. We need to change the color of this to one of the colors in our image, which is, let's use this, or maybe this one here. Yeah, this is better. It contrasts very well with the background. So we'll leave it at this color, and the color code is A85D39. Duplicate this to enter special edition. this here. You can make this T, this capitalized. So let's change the color to black and then increase the font size to about 30 and left align it. Reduce the line spacing. Okay. I need to take this date a little. Let's take it up. Move it up. This is much better. There's one more thing we need for here, which is a circle. I just tap on C on my keyboard. That's a shortcut C on your keyboard. And of course, if you're using your phone, you can always go to the element to get your shape. Position the circle how you want it, and let's change the color to red. It should be behind this, so we'll send it backward. Go to layer and send backward. Let's go to apps to get our dummy test. So usually when you're working on a project in Canva, you can use the Lorem Ipsum to generate your placeholder test, which is what we'll be doing. I recently used it, that's why I can find it here. But if you're looking for it, go to apps and then type Lorem Ipsum. Then it's the first one there. So I just use it to generate dummy test for my magazine cover because of course it's not a real project. If it's a real project, you use real content, real text for your design. So I have, okay, let's just leave it at 10 words, generate. So once you click on generate, it will generate your text for you. So I already have my text here. Place it somewhere here. I need to change the color. I use the color of the background, so I don't want it to be white. Just want something close to white, so I use the color of the background. Let's get a quotation mark. You can reduce the font size if you don't want, but I'll leave it at 16. Then I can change this to Montserrat, the font to Montserrat, and center and make it and align it to center. This is much better. So let's return to element to get our quotation mark. Let's reduce the size of this. Let me close this so I can have focus. Bring it here. Let's use this color, much better. Duplicate and bring it up. We can flip this horizontal and then, flip vertical, then horizontal. Much better. Our design is gradually taking shape. We need to go back to Lorem Ipsum to get another set of dummy tests. Let me scroll down here. This time I will increase the number of words to 20. Bring it down. Need to close this. So let's select these three and ensure that they are properly aligned to the left. Go to position, left align. So this is cool. We're almost done with this design. Let me zoom out so we can see what we've done so far. I need to increase the size of this circle. It's a little it's smaller than it should be. Then position it in the content should move to the middle. We also need to reduce the font size of this. Let me zoom in. The font size of 29. Let's reduce it to 52. 52. And then take this up. Much better. We need another line. Just tap on L on my keyboard. Bring it down here. And change the weight to 3. I'll just copy and paste the remaining text for this design, which is just for additional information. You already know how to add text to your design, so the text for more information is the same text, the same font we'll be using, Canet serif, and the font size is 18. Then the other part of the text, we have Montserrat, which is about 15.2. And then the website is still Hanet serif. So basically we used just 3 different fonts for this design. We used TM for our fashion, and then we used Hanet for the rest of the text, and then Montserrat for the smaller text. Yeah, for smaller text we used Montserrat. Let me change this to Montserrat. And then for heading, that's the smaller headings, we used Hanet serif. So it's important you take note of that. Let's get the last rectangle for this. The shortcut for rectangle is R on your keyboard. Using the keyboard shortcuts, it makes it faster for me rather than going back to elements. So that's why I prefer to use that. After all, that's what shortcuts are meant for. So we'll place this here. We need to give this image a shadow. So let's go to Edit and click on Shadows. We'll be using Backdrop. Backdrop. Then we can reduce the blur amount of the shadow. I like it at the default, but maybe we can move it to 17. You can also change the direction of the shadow if you want. Just play around with it and achieve what you want. Now move this image downward. Increase the size. Okay, so let me zoom out so you can see what we have done. So this is what our design looks like. The last thing we need for this design is a logo. So let's get our logo. Creating logo in Canva is actually easy. We're not discussing logo design for this, so we're just going to go to elements and pick the elements we need for our logo. So we're using this element, beauty logo. Bring it here. Click on it, and once you search for fashion logo, it will bring up a lot of them. Then select the one you prefer. For me, I prefer this one, that's why I'm using it. So I'll zoom in just so I can see clearly what I'm doing. Place the logo somewhere here. And then let's duplicate this text because we need it for our logo. Add SH to it. And then reduce the size. Let's make it 20. It's a logo, so it doesn't have to be that big. We need to reduce or increase the letter spacing. Much better. Duplicate and type in the second part of your logo, house. But for this one, we will change the font to Hanet Serif. Then position, we need to reduce the font to 16. You can also increase the letter spacing. Maybe we can increase this one to 22. Now we can group these two and then middle align the position with the icon. So this is what we have. Let's change this icon to color red so it will match the color we'll be using for this design. So here is our logo. Oh, what did I do? I moved the image. Here is our logo. We can group this. And this is it for this design. Look what we've done. This is what we have done. Now, if you want to do a mock-up for this design, let me show you how you can mock up this design. To create mock-ups, we need to come back to the home page, go to apps, then search for mockup. Mockups. I think I've done a tutorial on mockups. It's on my YouTube. You can also search for it. But since I already promised to do a mockup for this design, so let's proceed. Go to print and click on magazine. Select the one you want. I'll be using this one. Select so you can add your image. I'll be adding my image. I already have an image of the magazine cover. But if you don't have, you can always upload it and then use it. So here is our mockup, clean mockup. So you can save your mockup and download. You can as well adjust it, assuming, but it is perfectly okay. So there's no need for adjustment. So let's cancel this. So this is how to run mockups for your magazine or any design in Canva. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I can't wait to see what you create. Go ahead and recreate this design. Canva is lots of fun and it helps you to explore. So go ahead and keep creating magic in Canva. I can't wait to see you in my next tutorial. Bye.